Hello, my YouTube friends. I hope you're all doing well. So, today I made a trade in my account that I rarely make trades in. If you want to stick around to understand what I sold and what I bought, I'm going to talk about it a little bit and why I made the decision. So, good morning. My name is Adam Kahn, and I'm the Rational Investor. I hope you're all doing well on Thursday, March 21st. Stick around for the video before I get into what I sold and what I bought, which are in the same sector, by the way. Do me a favor if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button. I really appreciate the support. It's been cool watching the channel grow. And as you guys know, that helps YouTube's algorithm and other people find the channel. So, what did I sell and what did I buy? I actually sold some of AbbVie, which is a company that I love. Have no real issue with them other than I think they've had a really good run and I see it all the time on YouTube. And I just feel like maybe there's a little bit too much optimism. And I picked up some more Pfizer, which is one that I've talked about before. Both are in the same sector. It's just one is in favor and one is out of favor. And my long-term decisions and even my short-term ones tend to be based on the emotion I think is going on. And when things are in favor and out of favor is what I try to make my trades on. Now, this is not financial advice. You guys need to make your own decisions when you're deciding what makes sense for you and your portfolios. I'm just some guy on YouTube sharing what works for me. One of the other things that weighed into my decision was the dividend yield and how it had kind of changed. When I was first looking at the health sector and pharmaceuticals and things like that, Pfizer was paying a lower dividend than AbbVie was, which is part of why I picked AbbVie. Now, this dates back 2 or 3 years ago, I think. That's been reversed for some time. And when I look today, AbbVie has a good dividend at 3.5% approximately. And Pfizer right now is paying a 6% dividend. So to me, if I can increase my yield on the dividends by 2.5%, well, I'd rather get the higher dividends. Now keep in mind, I did not sell my entire AbbVie position and put it all into Pfizer. I sold half of what I had. I also didn't put all of the proceeds into Pfizer right away either. I put about half of that into Pfizer, figuring if the stock continues to go lower, I'll have an opportunity to put more in, and if not, I'll look for something else to add it into. The reality is I rarely do this. I don't typically sell my long-term holdings at all. I really believe in my strategy of buy and own, which is why I didn't sell all of the shares. I don't trust that I have that great a feel that I can time the market so perfectly to sell AbbVie at the top, move it into Pfizer at the bottom, and then maybe reverse that in a few years. Things don't tend to work out that way, and I still think AbbVie's a great company, and there's no reason I don't want to be invested in it. I just think it's had a really good run, while a lot of companies in the same sector have not. So maybe it's gone a little too far. And like I said, I see everybody on YouTube touting it. Sometimes I think people get overexcited, and the reality is, in the long run, what matters is the actual earnings and the cash flow and the valuation of the company in terms of its profits. I think eventually Pfizer won't be looked at negatively, and maybe they'll make the news for something positive and reverse to where people get overexcited about it. I also don't think it's anything that's going to scream higher anytime soon. I like Pfizer where it is, and I think it's a good value, but I don't really think it's going to go anywhere for the next few months. I don't feel like I had to do it today. I just keep seeing it sitting below $30, paying a 6% yield, and think, geez, that looks pretty reasonable for that company. So that's why I made the decision. I really do keep it in an account that I can't touch things because I don't want to overtrade. I don't want to make these decisions without really thinking it through. And like I said, I still kept half the position of the AbbVie that I really don't plan on selling because I think they're a great company. I have wanted to buy more Pfizer, and I didn't really want to put more into that sector because I have a decent position already. So I figured I'd lighten up on the one to add into the other. Now, on a side note, I noticed that the Department of Justice came out to do an investigation against Apple today, which has the stock down a good amount. I'm going to keep an eye on Apple. Apple is one of the Magnificent Seven that I don't own. I also do not own Tesla, and I don't own Microsoft. Um, I actually used to own Apple, but I got out a few months ago just because I feel like their earnings have not increased. The stock has. I saw it as overvalued. But with the investigation going, I'll stick with my strategy of bad news on great companies. I'm not really ready to dig into it today. Again, not financial advice. You guys need to make your own decisions. But bad news on a great company. When it looks to me like the selling is done, and maybe it already is, and I'll miss it, it is a company that I think is worth owning. So they have bad news coming out. Hopefully, it pushes it further. I don't have an exact price I'm looking for. I just look for the price action and the negativity on the company more than anything else. If it looks like it's gotten down where it drops and kind of catches itself and sits there for a while and the news subsides, that's kind of what I'm looking for in really good companies. And again, Apple's a great company. There's no reason not to own it. Um, it's just one of the ones that I do try to pay attention to when I think things are undervalued and overvalued. And I thought it was probably pretty overvalued. I know I mentioned earlier in the year of the Magnificent Seven, I think Google is the one that was priced best. And I still kind of think that. I think if you can buy it under 140, that seems like a great area to be able to get long Google. Their price to earnings ratio looks really reasonable, and I don't think they're going to lose 25% of their search. I understand that's what the news was saying from the analytics that were being done. Just seems a little bit extreme from a company that you don't say, I'm going to search, you say, I'll Google it. You know, they've become a, a word we use in the space of the accurate word. Similar to Kleenex, most people say, do you have a Kleenex? Not, do you have any tissue paper? I think that goes a long way, and it's hard to take 25% of that market share away. We all Google things. I think they're going to be pretty strong for a long time. And as you know, I love YouTube. So, anyway, again, don't forget, like and subscribe. If you have comments, make some comments. Let me know what you think of the economy. Let me know what you think of Apple. Let me know what you think of the trade I did on Pfizer and AbbVie, or if you think it's a mistake. Have a great day.